Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, my name's Hiuy and I have an Instagram and YouTube, Beauty by Hiuy. Today I'll be going through a brand called Elf Cosmetics, which is in Australia as well as the rest of the world, and they sent me out a couple of their products to try ahead of their launch of an extended range of their primer. You guys will know the popular Poreless Putty Primer that is supposed to be a drip for toucher, but they've also sent me their matte one to try as well. And I've also got their foundation, their concealer, and some of their other products that I already own. So if you're interested to hear my thoughts and first impressions, then please keep on watching. So let's go through the Poreless Putty Primer, okay? So this is a perfecting putty primer, smooths the skin, preps it with squalene to help moisturize and grip the makeup for all day wear. The velvety texture glides over the skin, smoothing over imperfections for a poreless effect. I definitely have enlarged pores. They're actually really good today. Apply a thin, even amount to moisturize skin prior to makeup application. Allow to set for 30 seconds before applying the foundation. So I have a little spatula that I use. And on my right side, let's go in with, actually I've got a pimple there. So, and I know how this one, the pink one, behaves. So let's go in. That's way too much. You only need the tiniest bit. Tiniest bit for half the face. Like that's probably even enough for the full face. And I just warm it between my fingers. Rub it in. And you can see how much left I have on my fingers. So I'm not going to even use all of that. There is no point going in with more product. It doesn't make it work better. So that I know feels really nice, really smooth. I'm really excited to see what the other one performs like. So that one's called a matte, but they're both supposed to be for like combo oily skin types and long lasting as well. So now if I compare the two products in terms of the ingredients, there is, I always look at the top four. Basically the top three are the same, but this one has, yeah, top three are the same, which is really interesting. Okay, so let's go open this up. I don't actually know what the texture is like. I'm gonna, oh, okay, that's like more silicone-y, I feel. What happened to my spatula? Look at the size of this. It's like tiny if you compare the pair. All right, maybe a little bit more than that. So satisfying when you do that. Right, I'm just gonna mirror to the side here. Okay, this one's way more thick. It actually goes on a little bit more like, it feels a little bit more wet. It sounds really weird, but it feels a little bit more squishy. Feels a little bit more squishy, but then once you rub it in, they're both really softening on the skin, but this one's a little bit more sticky than this one. Huh. Interesting. They're very similar, which obviously makes sense because the ingredients were very similar. And I will update you guys in the comments as well. No, that's drying down way more matte than the other side, actually. Okie dokie. Alright, it says dry for 30 seconds. So that's definitely been 30 seconds. I actually love the packaging. Like, it's super simple and it's actually really light to carry. You get 21 grams of product in here, which is a lot for a primer. Like some of my other primers, let's see, what's this tube say? 15 mils, yeah, a lot. And the prices I'll definitely pop here as well. This foundation actually just came like this, so you can like basically hang that on the shop shelf, which is really good, saves a lot of money with the packaging. So this is Elf Flawless Finish Foundation. It's very similar products to their primer actually. If you look at the top four products, top four products are like pretty much exactly similar to their, excuse me, their Poreless Putty Primer. Okay, and so I'm in the shade Cashew, which is medium with olive undertones, which basically describes me. This light makes me look really white at the moment, but you can see, if I turn around, my neck is a lot darker than my face, which makes sense. It's a very thick, it's not runny at all, very thick. For reference, I'm like NC35 in MAC, or like if if you hear things like sand or warm sand, that's me to a T in terms of foundations. Oh wow, that is like, I don't know if the primer's doing that or the foundation. Okay, yeah, definitely the Poreless Putty Primer side is going on more, the foundation's going on way more smoothly. Oh my god, that is actually really, really nice. They were trying to go for like a kind of natural, like everyday product when they made this. So that's the look I'm going for. I'm just going out for coffee with one of my girlfriends. It's 9 AM here in Sydney on a Saturday morning. And then later today I'm gonna fly out to Maitland, wish, drive down to Newcastle to visit my boyfriend. How natural does that look, guys? Like, it's not what I'm used to. I'm used to way more full coverage, but it actually looks super natural on the camera, and you can see it's just like brightened up my skin that little bit so that I'm ready to go out. I'm actually gonna go in with a brush. I'm super impressed so far. I can already tell this is gonna last all day because whether it's a primer or foundation, because I haven't used a foundation irrespective of these primers, but I can tell it's really sticking to the primers, which I know that's the point of the Poreless Putty Primer. I've used it enough to know that it does make your foundation last all day. It's definitely like it's almost like a demi matte finish on probably the matte side. So if you're someone who likes that dewy look, I can't really see cream products going on this super well, and I'm going to use powder products anyway. Now the next is their concealer. So this is full coverage matte again, so super matte look. So it's a doe foot applicator. People have likened this applicator to like your Tarte Shape Tape. There's like so many, not so many, but more dupes than there were when I first started getting into makeup, and I've actually never tried the Tarte Shape Tape, so I cannot compare. So I did swatch this and felt like it wasn't like a light brightening kind of color for in terms of matching my foundation. So that's okay, because it's good to see how it will be for an everyday look. It is on the thicker side, that's why I'm not applying it on both eyes at once. Yeah, it is on the thicker side. There's a little bit of creasing here. It's very hard to get concealers to work for me, but I could tell from the formula it was already really thick. What I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna put some on my hand, and then I'm gonna get a brush. I've just got some on my hand here. I'm gonna get a brush, and I'm actually gonna do that, because that actually might be better. Okay, yep, that's definitely a lot better. It is a super thick concealer. I would definitely recommend putting on the back of your hand rather than straight onto the eye, because as soon as I put it on, I'm like, crap, this is not going to budge. Very sticky. Blend it out straight away, because that's already like sticking underneath. Okay, so I've powdered my face, and I'll just go in nice and close and show you guys. There is a bit of creasing underneath here. I think in future, if I'm going to think about using this concealer, my eyes have to be super hydrated. I did use an eye cream, but I did think about putting on an eye mask last night and I just fell asleep. Yeah, so combination of the thick concealer, the matte kind of title, which I think just made it it's supposed to be like quite good coverage, but it is a bit drying. So let's go into their bronzer and their blush. So this is a duo that I've had for a long time now. You can see it's quite well loved. This is just their standard one. I bought this before Elf was like even in Priceline here. I bought it online on iHerb. So this bronzer is super, just like great for every day. I keep saying every day, and there goes my dogs again. I keep saying every day, but I think that's what they're trying to do. Like, it's supposed to be affordable, like your everyday kind of mum can wear it if you're working in the office and you're not someone that's big on makeup. It's just super easy and affordable to use, doesn't hurt the bank account, and it doesn't disappoint, honestly. This side of my skin's a little bit dry at the moment because I've been attacking it with products. But like, can you guys see how that just, it looks better on the camera than it does in real life, and that is always a good sign with any product. And then for blush, I've been loving using like a huge brush at the moment. This is my Sigma F20 brush. It is massive, like look how big it is. And just going into that blush there, oh, and literally just swiping it across my face. Look, bam. I love that for me right now. I am loving this look so much that I am going to ditch the eyeshadow because the point of this was about the complexion products, and I'm also running out of time, so I'm going to ditch them, and I'm just going to pop on my lipstick now and go off camera and do my mascara, and then come back and give you guys my final thoughts. Okay, so I lied and I got carried away and ended up doing my eyeshadow. So I just used their mini eyeshadows, which I haven't seen in store here. I got them as a gift from friends. Just a combination of these, and it just created a really, really simple look, to the fact that I don't even feel like I need to do a wing. So guys, there's the finished look. I think my final thoughts is that I've always loved how this primer applies. Don't know that it is a dupe for Tatcha. I have used it in the past. I've talked about this on my Instagram, but I do like how foundation sits on top of it for my oily skin, because it does have that hydrating factor, so it's not super drying. Same goes for this one. It is probably less hydrating. I'd be interested to see how this performs, because it was more silicone type, and with these types, like when I feel it in my hands and on my face, it does make my foundation slide a little bit. So we'll see how that performs throughout the day and with different foundations as well. The foundation I was super huge fan of, as you guys knew when I talked about my first impressions. Looks super natural. I think it's actually buildable, because I'm looking in the camera now and feel like I could go out at night with this foundation as well. With the concealer, probably not my favorite product out of everything I've tried today. It is a little bit thick, a little bit drying. I do like the applicator, but overall not the biggest fan of how it applied. And yeah, that's all the products. So if you guys like this video, make sure you give me a thumbs up, follow me here and on Instagram as well, and I will see you guys next time.